All right, great Wednesday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. So I'm Mascotto Jr. with Manufacturing Home Sales Mastery with our 15 minutes of mastery that we do each and every day to get your day started off on the right foot with some information, inspiration, and motivation so that you can attack the day. Hey, listen, it's Wednesday. We're a week away, less than a week away from the Christmas holiday. We want to make sure that you are attacking each and every day with authority, with intentionality, and that you get as much business as you can done. I'm coming to you live once again from Tyler, Texas, out here, Mobile Home Masters, where we're working with the group last week of the year that I'll be up here, and excited to get into 2025. We've got episode number 412 of our 15 minutes to mastery, where we're continuing on with the abundant mindset. And it's not just a thinking a certain way, it's an action type of abundance mentality that we're talking about. But I'm going to get into that as we go along, because here's the thing. We've talked about some different benefits to being an abundant person, being a person who thinks that there's more than that knows that there's more than enough business out there for everyone, right? And how working with an abundant mindset will actually help you increase sales. And that's what we want to get into today, because who doesn't want to add more business? Who doesn't want to help more families? So having that abundant mindset is definitely going to help you increase sales. W. Clement Stone writes, sales are contingent upon the attitude of the salesman, not the attitude of the prospect. Your personality, your attitude has so much to do with what does or does not happen. If you believe that there's no business out there, congratulations, you will have no business. But if you believe wholeheartedly that there's enough business out there, you just need to put in the work. You're going to have business, you're going to have opportunities, you're going to have families that need your help coming at you hand over fist. And that's what we want to talk about today, is these small little things that you can do to be able to help yourself out along the way, right? Because think of it this way, all right? Compare two different consultants. You got one that operates with this mentality, such as myself, man. Everywhere I go, I tell them, look, I believe that if I call people, they're going to answer. I believe that if I jump into the CRM, there's going to be old leads in there that people are going to answer. I believe that people are coming in, and they're coming in because they want to buy. That's my attitude. That's my perspective. That's my mindset when it comes to these things. And then you have somebody else, right, who doesn't feel that way. You got somebody who is just worried about the holiday season, or in other words, they think that because it's the holidays, people aren't going to be buying. You've got that consultant that maybe, well, the rates are higher, the prices are higher. That's what people keep telling me. And you start noticing that the person who operates in a certain manner always seems to find the business, always seems to get the business, consistent with it, because he's proactive. She's proactive in her actions because of the mentality. Because he or she thinks that there is plenty of business out there, he or she continue to put in the work. They continue to post the ads. They continue to make the calls. They continue to meet with people. Even though the majority of them are telling them no, they operate with each and every intentionality that it's going to turn out to be a deal until they prove to themselves that it's not. Yet that other person who doesn't think there's business, who thinks the interest rates are too high, who thinks people are too distracted right now with the holidays, that person struggles. And why do they struggle? Because they don't put in as much action. They're not making as many calls, because in their mind, they think people are wanting to buy anyway. So why am I going to call them? They may make a few calls, but even those calls they make are not with any sort of purpose. They're not truly trying to move anything forward. They're just going through the motions. So having that abundant mentality, what it does, it helps you stay engaged. You have that confidence, you've got that energy, you've got that positivity that keeps you moving. You can feel it when somebody like that walks into your office. You can feel it as soon as that person walks in just the way they greet you, the way they tell you hello, the good morning, whatever it may be. You can feel the difference between somebody that's got that abundant mindset and somebody who's just showing up just because, well, they're got to be here today. Which one are you? How are you responding? How are you reacting? What kind of influence are you on yourself and on your team and on your family as well? Don't be a person that just goes through the motions. Don't allow yourself to be that person that thinks that good things just don't happen to you. Again, abundance mindset is not a fallacy. I'm not telling you that you're just a faker, that you're just pretending to be a certain way. You truly have to believe this in your soul. If you believe it, it will happen. And it doesn't happen because you just believe it. Here's the thing: a lot of people will think, well, uh, that guy believes it, so it just happens. No, because that guy believes it, he puts in the action that makes it happen. People don't pay attention to the work. People don't notice the work that that person is putting in that's leading to the action. They just think it's luck. Well, he's a happy-go-lucky guy, and so he gets the business. No, he's a happy-go-lucky guy, which leads him to put in the work that you're not willing to do, and in return, he gets repaid through the rewards of helping more families, getting more business, and obviously funding more deals, and then being able to pick up the financial reward along with it. So, which brings me to the next point. Okay, your action has to be consistent. Your action, the optimism that leads to action, not just optimism. Optimism alone is like motivation. Motivation wears out. You've got to be disciplined, right? So you've got to have the optimism that sparks your discipline to be consistent with the work, consistent with the ads, consistent with the calls, consistent with the marketing, consistent with your responses to people, consistently moving things forward. Because the more action you take, the more activity you produce, the more your chances to succeed. Let me repeat that. The more action that you take, the more the opportunities present themselves. It's a numbers game. The more calls you make, the more opportunities you're going to have. The more ads you place, the more opportunities you're going to have. The more people you talk to, the more opportunities you're going to have. The more people you sit in front of, the more sales you're going to have. So it's about the consistent action. If you have a slowdown, if you feel you get into this rut, if you feel that you lost business, I'm here to tell you, it's not the business, not anything happening. It's just you're slowing down in your actions. Stay consistent in your actions, and these other things won't happen. Stay consistent in your actions, and the other things will not happen. Your pipeline will not dry up. You won't be in a rut, because you're consistently putting in the work. The moment you slow down, business slows down. Plain and simple. Sometimes I need to remind myself of that as well. Man, there's times I get distracted with other things, and I'm not putting in the work with our marketing, with our ends, with our what we've got to be doing for the business as far as marketing and reaching out to folks. And I can feel that little lull. And that's a great thing. You develop self-awareness, and you get yourself right back on the horse. You get back on it. You start putting in the action, and you start seeing things start to develop and turn for you. Good morning, Chris. Hope you're having a great day, man. Listen, I appreciate all you guys for being out here. We just want to make sure that we're getting you the information that you're needing. And right now, it's so important that you understand having that abundance mentality. If you realize there's more than enough business out there, I just need to put in the marketing, I need to put in the calls, you're going to be repaid back by opportunity. So what are the ways that you can make sure that you're being proactive with an abundance mindset? First and foremost, you've got to be proactive with your marketing. You got to be consistent with it. You got to get that stuff done regularly, every day, preferably at the same time, so you build a routine. But be proactive with your marketing. Next thing you want to do is make sure you're developing a strong online presence. And now don't just post your ads, post information. Post information about the homes, post information about the industry, post information about construction, post information about financing. Be the source. Get on there, do video streams. Man, look, it's not like I just do this because I want to do it. All right. And I understand that some of you may be uncomfortable with the whole video thing, but you've got to get comfortable with it. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable, that's good. Go do it anyway. But you've got to develop that strong online presence. Next, you want to network with intention and positivity. You want to make sure you're building those alliances that you're building, those partnerships. Get to know your factory reps, get to know your bank reps, get to know the people within the industry. Go out there and market, network yourself so that people know who you are, what you do, and bring the right attitude. Let them feel your personality. Let them feel what you're about just in the way you introduce yourself. Be open to learning and new approaches. Look, what worked last year doesn't work now. What worked 5 years ago is not going to work now. What you used to do 20 years ago, for those of you that have been in this industry 20 years or so, all of it doesn't work now. People have changed. We've been seeing that, improving it through the marketing approaches we've been taking and the way we interact with folks online in when it comes to selling manufactured homes, and we've been seeing the results. So people are not responding to the same things they used to respond to even a year ago. You've got to be able to be open to new approaches and doing things better and bigger. So be empathetic, develop a learning culture, and be that person that takes on new approaches. And lastly, consistently follow up with your potential previous leads. Go back into your CRM, go back into your file of old leads, get in there, pull out the files of the leads of 3-6 months ago and call them. The majority of them have not bought. I'm telling you right now, the majority of them have not bought. You're going to run across some that did buy. You're going to run across some that won't answer. You're going to run across some that are wrong numbers. That's okay. That's part of it. That's part of it. That's part of having that abundant mindset. Man, the majority of them are not going to answer. That's okay. I'm looking for the ones that do. Call them, and call them again. Text them, email, send them pictures of a house. Ask them what they prefer. Ask them what style of home they prefer. Do different things. Try different approaches so that you spark the conversation, reignite the fire, and get them back into it. But you got to consistently follow up, not just with your current leads, but you got to go and consistently follow up with your previous potential buyers. Because I promise you, they just picked up some new appointments and deals from folks that had not bought in the last 6 months right here at Mobile Home Masters. And you can do the same thing. Get in there and be consistent. It's just about consistency in everything that we do. If you guys can apply these things and start up here, we got to start up here. If we're going to revolutionize the industry, if we're going to change the approach, if we're going to make that impact, it starts up here. Once your head is right, things will fall into place. 2024 going into 2025 is not 2004. It's not 1994. It's not 1984. It's 2024, about to be 2025. We've got to be a different style of person. We've got to bring a different attitude, a different mentality, and we have to go out and do it. You know why we have to do it? Because there's so many people that relying on us. There's so many people out in the public that need you. There's so many people out there that can no longer do what they wanted to for themselves, and you are the answer for them. But you have to have the right mentality, which will lead you to taking the action. Action. You're not going to do anything without putting in the work. Too many people try to avoid the work, and that's why they fall behind. You can't do anything good or great, and especially not outstanding, without putting in the work. So you guys, starts up here. Go out there, do great things. I'm going to get back in here. We're going to about start our meeting. You guys have a great Wednesday. Make some fantastic things happen. In the week strong going into the holiday. All right. Have a great Wednesday. We'll be talking soon. Until then, folks, can't wait to meet you.